You know, it's crazy how this worked out for me. I was in Jamaica. It was like almost the middle of the night. I was in the middle of the ocean. I was on a small boat. I jumped off the boat. I was doing some drinking. I was having some fun. And later on, I found out, I didn't know at the time, but it was a barracuda. A barracuda came right towards me. And what I did was I didn't swim away. Now again, it was just I don't know why this happened. It wasn't like I was planning not to swim away, but my reaction for some reason was just to stay still, and I made some crazy sound. It's like wow, like in the ocean, like a monkey, like a gorilla, and the thing jetted. It turned around and it jetted. And I've been now seeing professional marine biologists and shark specialists. They're actually saying that you should never swim away from a shark. Okay, never don't splash because, I guess what it is that the shark looks at you like you're afraid. I look at that poor young man, Cameron Robbins. May he rest in peace. God bless him. God bless his family. It's such a tragedy. It really, really touched me. It broke my heart. But he swam away from the shark. And what happens is that the shark looks at you as prey. And now this is not coming from me. I've been actually researching. I find this stuff very fascinating, very interesting. And people who are specialists, look it up on sharks. They say never ever swim away from a shark. Now obviously there's no guarantee. You're in the water with a shark, it's a bad situation. It's not a good situation. It's bad. But your chances are better if you don't swim away. Now, I understand it's a natural human reaction. It's a natural human instinct. You're afraid. You see a big shark coming, first reaction, swim away. But first of all, you got to kind of like analyze it. Do you think you're going to outswim a shark, a human being? You're in the big, deep blue ocean, okay? You're not going to outswim that shark. So, I mean, just there's the bottom line, right? He's going to catch up to you real quick. So, the best thing is to face it. Try to be as still as possible. Try not to splash, try to float. But just try to stay as still as possible and face the shark, eye to eye. And show it no fear. Show it no fear. I even saw this lady, the shark came up to her, and she was like a scuba diver. She took her hand, put it on the shark's head, and she kind of like gently pushed it away. And the shark reacted, by leaving. It swam away. Now, you might say to yourself, how is this possible? All right. I'm going to give you an example. I remember one time I was at a buddy of mine's house. He had like a tiny dog. It was like a Chihuahua. And this dog's a tiny, tiny dog. The dog looked at me and started. It was a tiny dog, and I saw its teeth like it wanted to jump up and attack me. Now I'm a very big guy. I'm like a tank. I'm like an Italian tank. And do you know I second guessed myself because I showed the animal was showing me no fear. And I started thinking to myself, even though it's a small dog, this thing could jump up, bite me in my friggin' nose. I'm making a joke, but I'm just saying the animal showed me no fear. And it made me, even though I'm this gigantic, huge Italian tank, it made me second guess, do I want to mess with the Chihuahua? All right, so it's the same exact concept if you're in the ocean with a shark. If you show that shark no fear, and by the way, it's not just sharks. I believe that this would work with any wild animal. A grizzly bear, a lion, a tiger. I really believe that if you don't show the animal fear and you face it, but it's like you don't want to go to it like in an attacking mode, but you just don't want to show fear. You want to stand your ground, and I think that if you do that and you give it like a look, you know what I mean, and you say, I'm not afraid of you, you mother effer, it just might make it hesitate. It's just a natural reaction. I mean, look, running away, in my opinion, you're a goner. That's it. Say goodnight, Irene. That's it. You're finished. Okay? Splashing in the water with sharks, you're finished. Bad idea. Staying still, make it come right up to you. Look it right in its eyes. I saw the woman actually push the head away. I'm not recommending you do that. She's an expert. But I just think that overall your chances of survival will be better. Is it guaranteed? Is it guaranteed that this will help you survive? No. There are no guarantees. But I will say this, it's better than swimming away. But like I said, I've been really affected over that Cameron Robin situation. It really broke my heart. Young man, he was prime of his life. He had his whole life, ahead of him. Look, he did a stupid thing. He jumped off the party boat. Do you know how many times I did stupid things in my life? You know how many times my friends did stupid things? Just recently, not too long ago, a buddy of mine, Nick, he jumped off one of those party boats in the Bahamas, but he did it during the day. He survived, no shark attacks. I think at night it's a little bit more riskier. They're not nocturnal. They hunt at night, the sharks. Like I said, God bless him, Cameron Robbins and his family. May he rest in peace. But I just want to make these videos that, look, no one wants to be face to face with a shark. You want to actually hear a story really quick? I was in Cocoa Beach in Florida. Okay, I was pretty much out there. I was like not deep, but I was past the shallow water. I was out there and I was swimming. I had a hammerhead shark. This is a true story, right next to me, and somebody was screaming, "Shark, shark!" Right? My wife heard it, and then she went up to some guy, who was screaming "shark," and she's like, "Where's the shark?" And he pointed basically where I was. So my wife starts screaming, "Richie, get the FUCK out of the water." But you want to know the thing? Do you want to know the thing? I was actually standing, I was floating, like I was standing still. I wasn't splashing. And I think the shark was confused by me because like I was like literally I showed no fear. I was right next to it and I wasn't splashing and he went away. I think he was curious. He looked at me, he went away, and that was the end of it. But I wonder if I would have started swimming rapidly and splashing rapidly, what would have happened? I think the shark would have probably attacked me. So that's the end of that video. Not financial advice, not medical advice. I'm not a marine biologist. I'm just an entertainer. Entertainment purposes only. And God bless Cameron Robbins and his family. May he rest in peace. God bless you and God bless your family.